Hey everybody, this is George Brasher with Shakedown of Thunder Sports, and you're about to watch the two Irish brothers. Go Irish.
Going deep for Smith. Irv Smith. What a run by Smith. Look at that. Touchdown. Oh, my.
What's up, everyone? I am Sean Moriarty.
I'm Benjamin Walters, and welcome to the Two Irish Brothers Show.
You know it. Oh, you know it. Well, Ben, so we overcame our first test of the season.
First hurdle.
And since we jumped that hurdle, you guys all need to jump your hurdle as well and hit that subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner, like or dislike the video, and go through the whole routine of what you know what to do with this channel. So get that done. But with that said, our first big hurdle of the season, we jump it against NC State. NC State, of course, Ben, was a team that, for lack of a better term, is on the level, unlike Navy and Tennessee State. And I think even despite the struggle, we came through with flying colors. But now this week, our attention shifts to the Central Michigan Chippewas out of the MAC Conference. Now, in the last, decade or so, we've been reserving a spot on our schedule for all these different MAC teams, mostly like your Michigans, and we saw Toledo in there once, and
Ball State.
Yep, but we did play Ball State. We'll see.
Miami of Ohio.
Yes, Miami of Ohio. I think Temple was still a MAC team when we played them in South Bend one year. I could be wrong. But also we have Northern Illinois coming to South Bend next year, but that's a whole other year from now. Yeah. But so getting right down to the Chippewas, Ben, you look at this game and you think, okay, another easy warm-up. And on paper it is. But we got to make mention of this, though. And you've seen this as well as I have. Some of these offenses in the MAC conference, especially from teams like Toledo, Western Michigan, they come out with some very explosive offenses, a lot of heavy passing.
Yes. Oh, we did play Bowling Green too. We've played Bowling Green in recent years.
That's right, we did. I blanked on that one too.
No, they have firepower. I mean, and you look at Central Michigan's last game, they played New Hampshire and dropped 45 on the Wildcats of New Hampshire. So now it's New Hampshire, they're an FCS team. I understand that, but they are more on par with the Chippewas than you would think. So to drop 45 points on somebody is nothing to scoff at. The big thing for Central Michigan, and I want to present this before we get into our rundown of everything.
Sure, if you have something that
we compare ourselves to Michigan State. And what I mean by that is Michigan State beat Central Michigan at home 31-7. Now, if Central Michigan scores more than 7, is that a letdown? Or if we score less than 31, is that a letdown? Or is it situational?
That's a good point, Ben, because we see a lot of fans saying this kind of stuff all the time, like, oh, we didn't put up X amount of points against this team. Oh, our offense must be bad, or vice versa. Our defense gave up too many. Defense must be bad. I think really it goes with the situational option that you gave there, because every game is different. Every scenario is different. So I don't think it's safe to say that a team is good or bad just on how many points they score or how many points they give up.
Yeah. I mean, if we're up 49-0 at half and we pull everybody and they score 17 against like our third stringers, is that a letdown? I don't think so.
No, it's not. Exactly.
I mean, Central Michigan against Michigan State gave Michigan State trouble in the first 2 quarters of the game. The first half of that game, Central Michigan really was giving Michigan State a hard time. So I'm curious to see how Notre Dame approaches this one, because this is the game that we have to not sleepwalk through, okay? Because the week after Central Michigan is Ohio State.
Exactly.
And we kind of sleptwalked through Tennessee State in the beginning. Okay, the beginning of the game, we were slow out of the gate. Central Michigan's coming to town, and yes, we should beat them, and yes, we should beat them handily. And on the horizon is Ohio State. But we can't look past Central Michigan and focus on Ohio State. This has to be all systems go, work out the kinks. Let's beat the crap out of Central Michigan.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Van Halen who sang this, and they nailed it right on the point. And it's the same thing with this week's game. It's all about right here, right now. And is this a question for me or for our audience?
This is for our audience.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
curious to hear what people have to say about that one.
All right. Everybody in the comment section below, after you see this video, how many yards will Sam Hartman throw for, and how many touchdowns will he throw for? Let's add that in there as well.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so I mean, Central Michigan, what do you got? What do we have to look forward to with Central Michigan?
Okay, well, of course, you know me. The first thing I look at are the basic positions: your quarterback, your wide receivers, your running backs. Of course, quarterback being number one, because this is basic football knowledge. It all starts with your quarterback. So Central Michigan's starting quarterback is a kid by the name of Bert Emanuel Jr. So far in this young season, through 2 games, he's 18 of 36, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And here's a key stat to look at. Through 2 games, he's been sacked 6 times. So that's something that our defensive front 7 should take advantage of. So going back to Bert Emanuel Jr., not only does he lead the way in passing, but he also leads the way in rushing, 142 yards on 38 carries with 2 touchdowns. Now, in the skill positions, the other skill positions, the leading receiver is a gentleman by the name of Chris Parker, 142 yards on 5 catches with 1 touchdown. And then other guys to look forward to is Tyson Davis, 52 yards on 3 catches, 1 touchdown. Behind him is Jesse Pruitt III, 1 reception, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown. And yeah, it's really, as far as the receiving game goes, it's basically it's basically Parker that you want to look out for, because nobody else so far has really posed a threat. But hey, it's 2 games in. Now, the next best rusher behind Emmanuel Jr. is Miles Bailey, 127 yards on 26 carries for 1 touchdown. But basically, Bert Emanuel Jr. is the sexiest thing on this offense for the Chippewas right now. It's, to me, it's very simple. You shut him down, you shut down the Chippewas.
Yeah.
And defensively, for Central Michigan, I mean, they gave up 31 points to Michigan State. They gave up 42 to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
We really shouldn't have a problem attacking that defense. Just can't get off to a slow start.
No, I want to see a Hartman bomb. I want to see just like how Ohio State opened up their game on Saturday. I want to see that. I want to see like a 70-yard bomb to like Merriweather or Great House, and just let's, rip the door right off the hinges immediately and show them who we are. But oops, I didn't mean to do that. But, the defense is ready to rock and roll for Notre Dame. And the other main focus to me has to be the line. Let's get that line going again, because they were shaky against NC State. Yes, we won, and we put up 45 points on NC State, which is awesome. But we got to get that line going, and the consistency has to be there, because you have this game to work things out before you're against, without a doubt, one of the best teams you will play all year in Ohio State. So we just have to get things figured out. And penalties can't be a thing in this game. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to let Central Michigan back into the game and you want to give them opportunities, the penalties cannot be the way they were in the NC State game. We had, 11 penalties in the NC State game? I get the referees suck. I get it. Okay, I get that you have those days. But if they're looking for that and if they're nitpicking everything, then you got to be even better. You got to be even cleaner with stuff. That's just how it is. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I agree.
So
I mean, some of those calls were right, but I just felt like in the game against NC State, there was a lot of weak calls that the ref easily could have kept the hanky in the pocket. But I'm not going to dwell too much into that.
Yeah. It's in the past. We got the win.
Yes.
Winning's all that matters. We're going to move up in the polls because of some of the bedlam that happened this weekend, which we're here for.
Number 9 in the AP poll today.
Yeah. So,
or was it the coaches poll?
Just got to keep on winning. People are putting a lot of stock in those polls right now, and I'm just like, let's just keep on winning. But back to Central Michigan. Estime is averaging 110 yards a game. Okay. He is up to 345 yards gained. Technically 352, but he's lost yards, so his actual total is 345. And Jeremiah Love has been phenomenal so far too when he's gotten his opportunities. So that you love to see that. Hartman is continuously showing that he's the real deal. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. 700 plus yards through the air so far. Can't complain too much about that. Can't complain too much. Our wide receiver core is continuously getting better, which is nice to see. But we said it with Tennessee State, this is a game where I want to see Merriweather more involved.
Yes.
Merriweather more involved. Because we're going to need him in the games against Ohio State and Southern Cal and Clemson. We're going to need them. We're going to need him. We're going to need Greathouse. We're going to need Colsey. We need these guys. This is a situation where, you have an opportunity to create even more chemistry with Hartman.
Yes. Because you only got him for 1 year.
You should be able to take full advantage of this Chippewa defense that is absolutely putrid right now. Absolutely putrid. Okay. So it's time to get rolling, man. It is time to get Merriweather going. Tobias, if you're watching, let's get it rocking and rolling, my man, because this is your game. This is Central Michigan has called you and your family all sorts of names. You got to get it rocking and rolling. Show them who's boss.
You need to chip away at the Chippewas. Is it?
I love it.
Good? Is that good?
It.
All right.
I love it.
Corny but good.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Corny but good.
Corny but good. I love it.
Okay. So, chipping away at the Chippewas.
Chipping away at the Chippewas.
So now something else, Ben, I wanted to point out aside from Merriweather, which you beat me to the punch on that one, because I was going to say earlier, I want to see 2 or 3 70-plus yard bombs from Hartman to Merriweather that find the end zone. I want to see that. This kid has too much potential, too much talent to let it go to waste. But listen, I want to make one thing very clear, though, to everybody who's watching. We're not saying that we need to treat, or that we're not saying that we're worrying about Central Michigan like they're a top powerhouse. All we're saying is that nobody on this schedule can we overlook. Because that has hurt us in the past. Because we had a gentleman, Ben, and I think you should remember this. Just yesterday when we did our NC State post game on the Voice of College Football, Notre Dame, there was one gentleman that said, "You guys are worrying way too much about this. It ain't going to happen." Well, that's the thing. We're not quivering in fear over Central Michigan. We are saying that you can't overlook anybody. Put away the teams that you're supposed to put away. Build this thing. Build the confidence. Build the chemistry, and use this as motivation when you play the big boys that are coming up. Yeah. And I will say this against NC State yesterday. I think that was a good learning experience for this team, and it showed us that we are not invincible. We screw up. Other teams will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And we can't do that. Yeah. So yesterday was a good teaching tool for this team, I think. And it's something that we can build off of. I mean, we came out of Raleigh with the win, and it's, you move on to the next chapter of the season and learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, the best part of every preview is the score prediction. So I think I went first last week. Ben, you have the honors this week.
I am going to say Notre Dame 56, Central Michigan 10.
Oh, we're kind of close. Now we put up the right amount of points. We were both in the right target of how many points Notre Dame was going to put up against NC State. So I got a gut feeling for the Chippewas this week. My score prediction: Notre Dame 52, Central Michigan 13.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to say 7 of those points come in the second half, garbage time.
Garbage time. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think this is going to be a dominating performance from Hartman and company. I think we just blast Central Michigan, improve to 4-0, and then it's on to the big one, the absolute humdinger that is the juggernaut that is Ohio State looming very soon. But got to take it one game at a time.
Yes.
Central Michigan, and we've seen in the past with these MAC teams in Notre Dame, okay? We've seen it where we had to come back against Toledo to win the game. So I don't want that. I want just let's put up 40 points in the first half and then just cruise the second half and keep it going. So we'll see.
Well, I want that to happen in the worst way. And then, like you said, we get out of this one and then we can put all of our focus on Ohio State.
Yeah.
So with that said, everyone, you guys know the drill. Like I said, make sure you guys subscribe and like everything. And we will, next time we see you guys, we will be over at the Voice of College Football Notre Dame for the live post-game show immediately following the game, or as soon as possible, because you never know for sure when the game's going to end, or if somebody's running late, or if we have to start later, whatever. But just look for us on the Voice of College Football for a live post-game show whenever after the game. So it shouldn't be too long, but the link to that channel will be posted down below. So on that note, everyone, I am Sean Moriarty.
I'm Benjamin Walters.
And as we always say, good night, God bless, and go Irish.
Go Irish. Beat the Chippewas.